Hey guys, so recently Korea was forced by the government to publish the random odds for most of the things in the game that they don't have kind of the odds listed for. And this is very, very interesting because it shines a light into kind of like what the percentages and probabilities were to get certain lines in like bracelets, get certain lines in elixirs. And you can see here with some lucky boxes. I don't think we have a lot of these lucky boxes, but like things in the game that had a random percent chance of happening and, not being advertised in the game. So if you can see, as you can see here, these are like, for example, the gem probabilities, right? Let's see, like 3 level 9 gems, same tier regardless of type, right? So this is when you fuse level 9 gems, what is the percentage and probability of getting those? And now we know that it is actually a 50-50% chance to get either of them. So it's not a higher percent chance to get a cooldown, even though sometimes it might feel that way, but it really is a 50-50% chance to get damage gem versus cooldown gems. Things like here with bracelets, right? You can see what the probabilities of are getting effects. So like, for example, what is the effect of, what is the chance of getting like one line on your bracelet already filled in? 65%. What is the chance of getting 2 lines already filled in when it drops? 35%. And then in terms of granted effects, like how many open effects there are that you can roll, these are the chances, right? So it's like relics, 1 granted effect, 75% chance, 2 granted effects is 25% chance, whereas with ancients it's the opposite. It's 75% chance to have 2 and 25% chance to have, well, not opposite, but 75% chance to have 2 and 25% chance to have 3 available open slots. And then you can see like, oh, okay, well, how likely is it to get like a basic effect? How likely is it to get a combat effect? How likely is it to get a special effect? And I think in this page, the most interesting and relevant part is these kind of like special effects, right? So the special effects are like, fervor, dagger, cool-headed, like expose weakness, things like that, right? You can see that they have different probabilities, and that's kind of why you see a lot more like, these mana recovery ones, or like, recovery using battle items a lot more often than, let's say, seeing like superiority, or like, I don't know where fervor is on this one. Let's just say like for support cheer, right? Or like expose weakness. These are going to be a lot lower chance, or like hammer wedge, right? These are a lot lower chance than something that is like, mana recovery or something useless like that. Now, we kind of already knew this going into this. It's not like we didn't know that these had lower percentage chances of popping up, but it is kind of like interesting to be able to at least see it on paper and really prove it, and also kind of have like a number value to it, right? And see how really unlikely it is to get one of these bracelet lines onto your, your bracelet. And it is also interesting because this actually proves the fact that it is a completely randomized roll for each line, and it's not like, oh, if I get cool-headed on, or like if I get fervor on one line, it's less likely for me to get, for example, circulate for another line, right? It's just that it's just a random roll. It's not like, if you already have one line, it makes the second line less likely. So that's something interesting that you can see here. You can also see things like, card packs, how likely it is to get certain cards from card packs. Like, this is actually really interesting. Like, the legendary, so like the legendary to like the purple ones, I think, you really have a 20% chance of getting it. It's not that bad. It's pretty common, right? But then now with the ones with 3 selections, it's like 4% chance. Go down, it's like 0.5% chance. It really is kind of like interesting how unlikely / likely it is to get certain card packs. And as you can see here, every one of the cards, the legendary cards, really is like, it's an equal chance to get them. It's not like one is like higher percent than the other. So it's not, so you really do have an equal percentage chance to get them. And then I think the last one that's really interesting to look at is going to be this Elixir tab. And this one really is about like what is the percent chance of like getting certain elixirs, but it's a little bit more than that, right? It starts off just being like, oh, what's the chance of getting like your stats? What's the percent chance of getting like a set effect, which is like pretty low. So you can see why these set effects come a lot less often than like these ones up here, right? When you're trying to choose which effects you want on your elixir. And it's also interesting that like things like boss damage are higher than like these set effects as well. But boss damage is like equal to like these other not as great effects in our opinion. Like boss damage is definitely the best thing to get on your shoulder, right? For the most part. And these other ones you don't want to see. But clearly here they have the same percentage chance. So it's interesting and nice to see that's not skewed in a certain way. But that's kind of like the basic of like how often certain things will appear. But then as you get down here, it goes into like percent chance of like things appearing on your elixir based on the number of times that you have done transmutations. And there are kind of like criteria for them not appearing, which you can see up here, right? It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means if any of these criteria have been met, then this line will not appear. So it's very interesting to see that. And then you can see like, oh, what are the percentage chances depending on how many transmutes that we've had. So it's all really, really interesting data in here to kind of like really for the inner nerds in us to be able to figure out like, oh, what are the chances and likelihood? And also when we create like a calculator, for example, right? What we can do for that. I'm actually also interested in see like how people have created that Elixir calculator in the past, the Elixir like tester. I wonder if their numbers are similar to this. I have a feeling it probably isn't because I don't think they've actually officially like given us like this data before, right? So to see things like, you know, chaos effect seal when applying chaos effects, so like when all the purples are full, and it's like when applying order, when all the blues are full, you can see like the percentage of each of these popping out as well. So it's all really, really interesting data to take a look at. Some of you guys might not think this is super relevant. Some of you guys might be really interested in it, but I just want to let you guys know that this is here for us to take a look at now. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, as always, and also let me know down in the comment section below if this is interesting to you and what you think about this. Were these expected values? Were these unexpected values? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications. And also, I stream every single night at twitch.tv/MisoXShiru starting at 10 p.m. PST. So hopefully, I'll see y'all on my channel. If not, hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, guys, peace out.